Hey, good morning Adult Fitness. My name is David Hughes. You may remember me from the arms race workout 2-3 weeks ago. That was back in my daughter's nursery. We've gotten ourselves into my garage, which my wife has called the Russian prison gym, based on its somewhat Spartan aesthetic. I'm going to run you through a warm-up today, hopefully get your blood moving, get your heart pumping, get your lungs working, get you ready for the specialty workout later today, or the rest of your day. Whatever it has in store for you, I want this warm-up to get you nice and ready for it. To start, we're going to do some slow squats. So what I want, shoulder width, a little bit further if you're more comfortable that way. Break at the knees, break at the hip. 90-degree angle, nice and slow. Hold it for a pinch and back up. And just repeat that. No further than 90 degrees. If you're comfortable at the 90 degrees, keep doing those. If you want to decrease the intensity of this exercise, go ahead and do a quarter squat, which is partial range of motion. So stop at that 45-degree angle as opposed to the 90-degree angle. Whatever's more comfortable for you, you do that. Keep going, you're doing great. If this 90-degree squat isn't challenging you enough just yet, we're going to add in an overhead press. So what I want, you can even do this if you're doing the quarter squat, either way works. Go ahead, as you come down on the squat, press above you, come back down, 90-degree angles parallel with the floor. Up and down. Up and down. If you're feeling real good today, you want to keep it going, go ahead and make this an Arnold press. So hands out in front of you, like the end of a bicep curl, and rotate through the press as you come down in the squat. Like so. We're going to do 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Good stuff. All right. Next up, calf raises. So if you have a board, a brick, something to put your toes up on, get a more range of motion, go ahead and use it. Otherwise, just using the floor is great. Shoulder width, stable, neutral spine, looking straight ahead, and just up on your toes. Up on your toes. Just like that. Slight bend in the knees, nothing much. Just like that. Excellent work. If you're comfortable there, stay there. If you want to increase the difficulty, go ahead and do one leg. If you do the one leg, make sure you switch. The benefit of the one leg, still a calf raise, same thing. You're just getting that balance training in, which evidently I need this morning. 1, and switch. 2, or 1, 2. All right, we're going to add in a bicep curl. So as you go up on your toes, curl up. No weight, just the movement. Up. Up. Like that. Excellent. We're going to do 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Keeping with the calf raise, we're going to go into a tricep extension. So, hands above you, parallel with the floor, 90-degree angles, and up, extend. Extend. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good stuff. Shake it off. Catch your breath. All right. Next up, we're lunging. What I want you to do what's comfortable for you. Some people like to stay on one side. Some people like to come back and switch. You do what's comfortable for you. Personally, the Army was nice enough to jack up my knees, so I like to stay on one side. I don't like that switching motion. That's just me. Whatever works for you. Name of the game though, 90-degree angles. Straight up, 90 degrees. 90 degrees, 90 degrees. Okay? So we're going to do 5 on this side, 5 on the other side. 5, 4. We're going to add in a row now. So go ahead, when you come up on the on the rest, I guess, go ahead and stick your arms forward. As you come down, row. 3. When you row, I want you to exaggerate the shoulder retraction. Shoulder blade retraction. So come down in the lunge and retract your shoulder blades on that row. 2, 1. All right, great work. Switch your legs unless you're already doing it. If you're already doing it, just keep rolling. 90-degree angle and row. 90-degree angle and row. Good stuff. Make sure you're breathing. It's very easy to hold your breath, especially on strength and resistance workouts. You want to keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Good work. Good work. All right, so we're going to transition to the floor now. While we're making that transition, go ahead, pause the video, wipe off your sweat, get a little bit of water, short water break, and we're going to be on the floor. We're starting with a leg lift and sweep. I'll explain in a moment. All right, so assuming you've got your water, you're laying on your back, what I want is I want you to draw your navel into the ground. Imagine there's a rope with a knot in your belly button pulling towards your spine. If your pelvis is a bowl of water, tilt that bowl of water, spill it backwards into the ground. Basically plant your trunk into the ground. What I want is a single leg lift, so a nice 45-degree angle here. This is rested, this is engaged. Go ahead and put your arms wherever you like, wherever's comfortable. You can lift your head, you can let it rest, whatever you like, and go ahead, lift it 45 degrees from the ground. 90 degrees, no need for that. Lift to a 45, down, don't rest. Sweep out, sweep in. Up, down, out, in. In and up. If you need, go ahead and take rests in between reps here. But if you're comfortable here, go ahead and stay here. Up, out, in, up, out, in and up. Gosh. All right. 4 more. 4, 3. Keep your belly button, your navel pulled into the ground. It's real tempting on the up to curl forward. Avoid that. Down, out, and in. This is a controlled movement, not a pendulum. Don't swing your leg out there. Up, out, in. 1 more. Up, out, in, and rest. And switch legs. These strength training exercises that we're doing before the stretch of your warm-up are really important for reducing your susceptibility to injury, whether you're working out or whether you're going about your day. Go ahead and up, down, out, in. Controlled movement. Up, down, out, in. If you want to increase the intensity of this exercise, go and get a band of some kind, a bungee cord if you're in a pinch. Go ahead and wrap it around your ankle. Don't cut off circulation, and it'll resist the up and resist the out, and it won't resist the in, but it'll make the exercise slightly more difficult, depending on the resistance offered by the bands that you currently have at home. And like I said, if you don't have bands, bungee cords can work, just don't hurt yourself. Classic injury with bungee cords and with bands is it comes off the anchor that you're using and slaps you. Don't want that. Up, out, in. Nice and slow. Up, out, in. Make sure if you want, you can rest, shake out your leg. Just go ahead and get back in the game as soon as you can. Draw your navel down, up, out, in. 3 more. Up, out, in. Flies are going crazy today. Up, out, in. 2, up, out, in. All right, go ahead and rest. Next exercise is the same position. We're going to do a glute bridge. So go ahead, keep where you're at. What you're going to end up doing is you're going to hip thrust and you're going to hold it. You want a generally straight line from your knees to your shoulders. So go ahead and put your hands where you like them. The less involvement of your hands, the more difficult, because the more stability that your core has to do. But if you need to balance and to catch yourself, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and do it. So go ahead and glute bridge. Remember, draw your navel in, your obliques in, nice contracted core. Don't forget to breathe and hold it. I'm going to set a timer. Although we started, I'll set a timer for about, we're going to do 15 more seconds. You're doing great. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad to have the opportunity to overcome COVID, overcome social distancing, and get to exercise with you fine folks. If you want to increase the difficulty of this exercise, go ahead, 1 leg. Hold it, and switch. Make sure you try to keep generally the same amount of time on both legs when you do this. Keep that generally straight line from your knees to your shoulders. Keep breathing. Make sure your feet are flat on the floor. Don't lift your toes. Don't plant your toes and lift your heels. Flat feet on the ground. Put your hands where you're comfortable. I like them on my stomach. Nice and keep it there. And rest. That was my bad. We went 45 seconds. If you needed to take a rest in between that, no worries. We went far longer than I expected. Far longer than we needed, frankly. We're gonna catch our breath, get some water, wipe off the sweat. Do one more set of that. We're gonna do 30 seconds, and we're gonna go into the plank. Okay, once you've gotten your water and wiped off your sweat, go ahead and reset. Make sure you hydrate today. It's a little warm, and frankly, it's just important to stay hydrated. We're gonna do one more set of glute bridge, and then we're gonna move into the plank. So go ahead and lay down, supine on your back. Draw that navel in, pull that rope towards the spine, towards the ground. Contract your obliques, stable core, stable trunk, and hip thrust and hold. You want your knees to be at a generally a 45-ish degree angle, give or take. The closer your feet are to your rear, the sharper the angle of your knees, the lower the intensity of this exercise. The further out, you start increasing the intensity, but at a certain point, you're just laying flat. So try to get 45 degrees, give or take, however you're feeling, and hold it. Guys are doing great. We're going to do 15 more seconds of this, and I promise it's going to be 15 this time. Keep breathing. Keep holding it. You're doing great. 1, and rest. Great work. All right. We're going to move into the plank now. Hopefully I'm still on the camera. All right. For the plank, you're going to be prone on the ground. Your elbows are going to be what lift you off the ground. It's basically kind of an opposite of a glute bridge. So we're going to do 30 seconds, 2 sets of 30 seconds. I'm going to reset my timer. Ready, and begin. So you want your elbows, under your shoulders. Don't go forward, don't go backward. Elbows over your shoulders. Generally, straight line from your shoulders to your heels. If I put a level on your back, it would show me a 45-degree level, based more or less. You want to contract your core, contract your obliques. You can even contract your glutes and your calves, your thighs, your quads, and hold. And rest. Good work. Catch your breath. Shake off your arms. Nice deep breaths. We're going to do one more set, and then we'll move into our stretches. Ready? And begin. 30 seconds. Contracted core, straight neutral spine, eyes directly forward. Don't extend or flex your neck, just directly forward. Nice and stable. We got 15 more seconds. Keep breathing. I'm proud of you guys. I'm glad that you're here. I know it takes a lot of self-motivation, self-direction to come to an exercise that doesn't have an actual in-person, face-to-face situation. So good work there. Go ahead and rest. All right, we're gonna move directly into our stretches. We're gonna stay in this position for now. We're gonna start with a cobra pose. So for the cobra pose, plant your hands next to you like so, on either end of your chest, and just push a little up. You want a exaggerated extension of your lower back. If you're feeling good here, push it up into an upward dog. Those of you who've done yoga, this will be familiar to you. I'm personally not very familiar with yoga. I just know some of the intro moves. You should feel the stretch in your lower back, in your stomach, maybe your chest, your shoulders, maybe a little bit your forearms. You want to kind of push your hips into the ground, push your chest up and back. I'm going to hold this for about 10 more seconds. Keep breathing. And each time you breathe out, so deep breath in, when you breathe out, go ahead and sink deeper into your stretch. And we're going to keep doing that for each of these stretches. Okay, next up is the child's pose, kind of the opposite direction. What I want is for you to push your rear into the air and your chest down. I'll show you from the side, if I can fit in between my weights here. So reach your hands out far in front of you and push your rear back, your chest and your shoulders down. You should feel this in your shoulders, your arms, your chest, your upper back, your lats. This is a great stretch. Get you ready. A lot of people neglect the upper back. Everyone stretches the legs. We always neglect the upper back. If you're feeling real comfortable in this stretch, take a deep breath. And as you breathe out, sit back, bring your rear towards your heels. And keep pulling with your fingers. Pull your arms forward. And you're going to feel that stretch a little bit in your obliques. Keep breathing. For all of these stretches, and all stretches that you do forever, you want to stretch the point of tension, not the point of pain. If you're hurting during a stretch, go ahead and stop and relax. Let your muscles relax, and then try again slowly and with less stretch. All right, good work. Come up. Next up, we're going to do some hamstring stretches, some back stretches, and a little bit of calves. So, go ahead and sit on your rear. Sink your legs forward, one leg at a time. The not stretched leg can either be 45 like this, you can curl it into your body like so. Whatever's good for you, just relax that, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Relax that leg. What I want is you're reaching for your foot. Reach as far as you're comfortable doing. If you're touching your toes, if you're touching your heels, that's great. If you're touching your ankles, your knees, whatever works for you, go ahead and stretch it out and reach. Both hands. Make sure you're reaching with both hands. Hold that. Use my breathing technique I taught you, so deep breath in. And on the out, sink into the stretch. And what I want you to do, point the toes towards you. Hold it like that for 5-10 seconds. And then point the toes away from you. You should feel the stretch down your calf and your shin. Keep breathing. Stretch to the point of tension, not pain. And relax. Go ahead and put that knee at a 45-degree angle. We're going to do a torso twist. We're going to stretch out our torso, our obliques, our back a little bit of our arms and our chest. So just go ahead and twist around. Use your knee as a counterbalance, like that. Great work. You're going to feel your hips should be still facing forward. If you imagine lasers on either end of your hips, shooting forward, maybe a little bit at a 45-degree angle, but your torso, your chest, is what's twisting. Go ahead and rest. And now the other leg. Stretch it out. And hold, pointing your toe straight up. Keep breathing. Okay, point the toe towards you. Keep breathing. Point the toe away from you. Sink into it. And you may even get like a little bit of, you can massage a little bit if you like. If that starts to hurt, you definitely don't do it. But sometimes I find that that helps my muscles sink into the stretch. All right. Now, torso twist. A little bit of a back stretch. If you're looking to the side and sort of a perpendicular to your leg position, that's good. If you want to go a little bit further, that's fine. Remember, point of tension, not point of pain. You should feel this mostly along your back for a few more seconds. And relax. All right. Almost done. We're going to do position. We're going to do a butterfly stretch and a chest stretch. So, plant your feet together, put them in front of you, a bend in your feet. Don't bring your heels into you and don't stick them way out. Somewhere in between that. What you want, you can either use your elbows or just your muscles and push your knees down towards the ground. You'll feel that in your adductors. And then sort of lean forward into it. You can hold your feet together and just sort of use your leg muscles to stretch out your adductors, stretch out your hips. Doing great. Now here's what I want you to do with this one. Go ahead and reach above you, and your arms are going to reach behind you. You're going to feel a little bit of a stretch in your chest. And you can actually lean forward and use the weight of your body to increase both your chest stretch and the butterfly stretch. If this is uncomfortable, you can also reach behind you below, and that also stretches your chest. Only downside there is it's kind of hard to lean when you're doing that one. I always love this particular stretch. Stretching is just so, there's something sort of relaxing about it, you know? Gets you kind of limbered up. You don't feel as stiff. You know, your muscles are increases the elasticity of your muscles, so they're less prone to injury. It also decreases your chance for a heart attack, which is always nice. All right, come up into a kneeling stretch. This is going to stretch your hip flexor. So you want sort of like a lunge where you drop the knee, and what you're going to do is drive your knee, your front knee, and your hips forward. You're going to feel it right around here, just above your groin, and down your hip flexor into your quads and your adductors. This is a nice one to just use your body weight for. Make sure that you're still breathing. Don't ever hold your breath when you're stretching, unless there's something in yoga where you hold your breath. Go ahead, reach out in front of you, pull back on your fingers. Don't yank your fingers back. What you want is actually your hand to push backwards, because you're stretching your bicep and your forearm here. Make sure you don't neglect the hip flexor stretch while you're doing this. And transition into a tricep stretch. So go ahead and touch the between your shoulder blades, or maybe your neck or the back of your head. Grab your elbow and pull over and down. Try not to push your head forward with your arm. You want your arm off your head. Keep leaning into that hip flexor stretch. If you need to back off the stretch a little bit, let your muscles go back to their normal length, and then lean back into it. That's great. All right, go ahead and transition. Other hip flexor, other tricep. Remember, off your head. Doing great. All right, bicep. Grab your hand, pull back. You can also do this on a wall or a door frame, and you grab onto it, then you rotate away. Whatever works for your situation. Just a few more seconds. Lean into that hip flexor. Don't bounce. Just lean into it. Point of tension. And relax. All right, back to standing. All right, great work. Shake it out. If you need to pause the movie, pause the video, get some water. We're gonna increase our heart rate up a little bit and get us ready for our specialty workout or the rest of the day. Just kind of get our heart and our lungs moving. What I want you to do is grab an object, a box, a stool, a short chair, a block, whatever you got. I'm using a pumpkin. My wife and I really like the holidays. We're getting into the fall spirit here, so I'm going to use a pumpkin. What you're going to do, nice and slow, just tap your toes on top of it. We're going to do this. We're going to slowly increase the speed. We're going to get our heart rate up. When you get to a speed that's comfortable for you, hold that speed even if I'm increasing. If you're feeling like increasing the difficulty, go a little faster. We're going to maintain this roughly a minute. So go ahead, pick up the speed, like that. You can keep your arms at your side. You can cross them over, whatever works for you. The object is so that you lift your toes up high enough. You can tap if you like. Pick up the speed. Next 25 seconds, slowly picking up speed a little bit more and more. In 5 seconds, all out sprint. 3, 2, 1, go. Hold it. Just 10 seconds of this sprint. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's keep going. Feeling good. Let's do 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And slow it down. Great work. Glad to be here with you guys, even virtually. Get some water, get some protein. Have a great rest of your day.